Hello everybody, today we're doing another part of What If Deku Had All For One, Part 8. Here we go. After the day where Izuku got the forearm quirk, where, in his opinion, it's a pretty good quirk, and it does work with his other quirks pretty well. Oh, he, on his way home, gets stopped by Bakugo, and Bakugo says, "Deku, where are you going?" And Izuku says, "That is none of your business, Kachan." And Bakugo says, as did you just Izuku's eyes turn red, Ed, and says, "Kachan, I do not want to deal with getting burns from your explosives. Yes, it does do well with my adaptability, but, well, I personally don't want to explain to my mother why I need to sew my uniform back together." And Izuku leaves and deactivates his quirk. And Bakugo says, "Where did he get that? Where did he get that confidence?" Whatever. Bakugo leaves and Deku reaches home, and Izuku says, hello, Mom." And Inko says, "Hello, Izuku. How was school?" It was meh. Learned something, though. Was that I realized that we need more training than just, well, us fighting each other from videos of different fighting styles on the internet. And Enko says, yeah, I saw that a while ago, but didn't want to say anything. And I actually have a dojo ready." And Izuku says, "Did you plan for me to ask you?" Inko says, "What are you talking about?" And Izuku says, What's the fighting gym or dojo?" Oh, Inko says the fighting gym is called Big Fighting Gym. Yes, I know it's not a unique name, but that's the name of the fighting gym. And I can actually get Shinso to be there as well. Oh, also, if you see a older gentleman that's named Ko Oya, yeah, is there, that is the instructor for the court of the building. And when Shinso and Izuku go to Big Fighting Gym and see a decently large man and says, "You two, I presume, are the new trainees?" "Yes, yes." "What are your quirks?" Shinso says, "Mine is brainwashing." And Oya Koda Koeata the Oita says, "Okay, what's yours?" "Transference, where I can give and take quirks." The Oya's eyes widen and says, "You can take quirks. I have to ask, do you have any limitations on that?" Not really. Just the fact I can't take 1,000 quirks at once. Or I can take it from dead people, but if it's over 400 years, I can't. But, well, no one really has had a quirk 400 years, so. Oh, yeah. And Oya says, "I never really used my quirk at all. In my 87 years of living, I haven't really used it. Personally, I don't even use it in my fighting style. Well, really, it's not really that useful to me. So, do you want it?" Izuku says, "You really are just willing to give it up?" "I personally don't mind giving it up. Many people back at school thought I was quirkless back when I was young. But Technically speaking, I wasn't, but here. And Izuku says, "What's the quirk?" Graphite manipulation. Izuku says, interesting. And Izuku takes the quirk, and Oya says, interesting. And that's a weird feeling, but And Izuku, Kyu, and Shinso learn how to fight for the next few hours. And Izuku used many quirks and still gets his ass kicked by this 87-year-old man, even though he is 87. And Izuku, who right before gets his face thrown into the mat, tries to kick the man's legs under him, but the man just catches his leg and says, "That's a decent idea, and for most individuals I would say would be pretty good, but, well, P.S. If you ever meet an individual with higher training, be careful. Try to use quirks that are long distance. Try not to get in a melee fight, especially if they have melee quirks." And Shunso says, "Old man, and come over here, you old bastard." And the old man says, and Shinso says quietly, "Damn it." And Shinso runs at this guy with a punch, a proper punch to where the stomach is, but the old man Io catches it and he literally eats Shinso onto the other mat and says, "I think this is good for today. Also, I think, Izuku, you might have another quirk, maybe. Because I have a friend of mine that's somewhat aged to me that, honestly, he's had this problem since he was young, where his arms are not really arms, they're more like, what's the word? Lightsabers, I think? I don't remember the exact thing, but basically he has arms that are not really arms. And, well, it's hard for him to do much with them. Izuku says, "Thank you, Io-sensei. Kyoto-sensei. Good. You're learning." And Izuku and Shinso head to Izuku's place, and Shinso says, "Well, bloody damn, that guy is a bloody powerhouse. That's even without a quirk." And Izuku says, "Yeah, that's what happens when you train in for a decent while of your life." "How many quirks did you use in that fight?" "I used rubber body, strong body, adaptability, and forearms, and I still got my butt handed to me." Well, how much strength were you using? Well, technically I wasn't using all of it, but still, it was impossible to get a good punch on him. And a few hours later, where Shinso has to go home, Shinso says, "I'm gonna head home. Have a good night's sleep." And Izuku says, sure. And Shinso heads home, and Izuku says, let me analyze some more. Let's see how this quirk works. Izuku tests out his new graphite manipulation, and in his mind he says, "It's similar to how my metal manipulation works in a way. It's somewhat similar." similar, but just the fact that it can control graphite. Interesting. And, interesting. Honestly, I think I could put this in my fighting style. And Zuko hears Inko say, Zuko, we have a visit. We have a visitor at the door. Can you open it? And Zuko goes to the door and opens it and sees a large man with bushy hair, with white hair, and red eyes, say, "Oh, Zuko, I know it's been a long time, but I'm home. And I brought milk." And Izuku says, "Dad?" And Izuku starts crying and runs in to hug his father. And Inko hears that Jashi's home, and then later, after another crying session, where basically, yeah, she says, "I heard you're going to try to be a hero." And Izuku stills and says, do you want me to be a hero?" And Hisashi says, "I don't really mind. Yes, I might have a few projects that might have interference with you, but honestly, ever since the big O fucking punched half my face off and had to regrow it, luckily I found a quirk. Actually, I think it would be better in your hands, because I already have a stupid amount of quirks. But here, what is it called? Healing Touch. Basically, it can heal any part of yourself or anyone with your own stamina. Nemo. Basically, saying that if you have 1,000 pounds of weight, you can heal nearly anything. And, well, I grew back my entire face. But I actually want to help you and maybe your friend with quirk training. And Izuku says, "How do you know that?" And Owen says, and Inko says, she blinks again, and gives her husband a deadpan look. And Inko says, "Were you using camera quirk again?" And Hisashi, she starts whistling and says, "No, what are you talking about?" And Zuko says, "Are you sure you don't? I don't see a problem of them for you trying to be a hero. Yes, personally speaking, I don't like the entire hero system, period. But that's your choice to be a member of it. Even though I dislike All Might, but, well, that is your choice. And honestly, I don't want to lose another family member again." "What do you mean?" "Oh, do you want me to tell you a story, Ori Izuku?" "Yeah, sure. This story is a story about two brothers, me and my brother Yorikachi, or at the time, my sick brother. I thought it would be a good idea to put him in a safe and forcefully give him a quirk. No, that just gave him more resentment to hate me. And, well, over the years, and also the fact that he wasn't born quirkless, he was born with a transferable quirk, that really didn't do much until I gave him that quirk. Then it went to the next person, then the next person, then the next person, then the next person, then to All Might. And let's just say there's reason why I hate All Might for more than one reason. And I know it's petty, but the Yagi family is, let's just say, in history, well, history that was erased from your history books, and probably Yagi family of today doesn't know, is the fact they were in charge of some of the meta liberation camps. The meta camps. And you've heard that in history. Actually, I believe that his great-great-great-great-grandfather was in charge of one of the worst ones, where one of my best friends was tortured there. But anyway, besides that, I honestly really saw him as a big oaf and didn't want the world basically commercializing heroics. Even though, yes, I dislike it, I deal with it because of Immortal. But anyway, hey, maybe we can talk more about this tomorrow, Zuko. Go, go, go. And Zuko says, sure, Dad. And Zuko heads to bed, and that is end of part 8 of What If Deku Had All for One. And I know these videos are kind of short in plot, but I'm trying to give him as many quirks before the series and the when he reaches UA entrance exam. So anyway, please like and subscribe and hopefully you like the video.